Hey, this is Matt, and I want to talk to you about that small, still whisper that kills. And it's a legitimate thing because we think that you're going to go out there and you're going to get your fitness dreams, you're going to get your business, you're going to get the money, the relationships that you want. And we think that somebody's going to come up and shout at us and say, you know, you're stupid, you can't do that. And maybe that might happen, but that's not the thing that kills us. People coming up and asking what you're doing and you can't, you explain exactly how you're going to do it. That's how dreams are done, by the way. But you can't explain it and you think those people telling you that, oh, that's dumb, you can't do that, or this is wrong, that's actually what's going to kill your dream. And it's not. It's a small, still, really, really quiet whisper that actually kills everything. And this is what it is. This is what you're doing is that we decide that we want to go get this thing and we're going to take these actions to go get it. And everything inside of you and your life is designed in a way so that taking this new action is actually uncomfortable. It's something that you're not used to doing, and your life is not used to you doing it too. So once you go out into the world and you decide you're going to do that thing, it starts to go like, hey, this is not easy. Like, this is uncomfortable. This is something that I'm doing. And that will continue to work on you until maybe you mess up or you don't do very well, or maybe you miss a day entirely of doing it. And this is the whisper that kills. It says, look at you. Look at you. You didn't do it. You did a bad job, whatever it is. And that small, still whisper actually exists inside of you in the form of guilt and shame about something that you're doing. And unless we're aware of that, it's going to get us to quit over and over and over again because it begins to have its way with you. What it talks you into doing is why would you even try? Why would you try to do it the next time? You're not doing a good job. This is no good. This small whisper turns into a voice that's just chatter in your head, and it's making it impossible for you to move on. You might have experienced this probably multiple times, right? You said, I'm going to go get this fitness goal. I'm going to go get this business goal, this money goal, this dream. And then it's been shot down, and you look up later and you're not doing any of it. And you wonder, like, why did that happen? It's actually that small, still whisper. So here's the big thing. How do we overcome that thing? It's a very, very simple step, and it's going to seem strange to you. But here's what it is that when you feel that, the first thing that you want to do is you want to recognize that that's actually happening. Because the subtlety, some people put it this way, the subtlety with which the enemy works is so profound in the form of guilt and shame. This is why Brene Brown is so big, like with shame, because it hits home. We know what this is. What we've got to do to counteract this thing is say, wait a minute, this is happening right now. I had a moment where I went kind of like left or right, or maybe I didn't do the thing that it was that I said I wanted to do. But this moment, this small, still whisper is actually happening in my head right now. So first is becoming aware of that that's happening. And you know that it doesn't have to be true. So the first thing that we can do is actually become aware of it and speak to it. A lot of religions call this confession, right? But confession doesn't have to do with the fact that there's a partition and there's a man on the other side. It doesn't have to be that. Confession can happen right here, right now, because when we shed light on this thing, it can no longer have its way with us in the dark in a way that it just starts to speak to you, right? Remember that the negativity is that once it starts to talk to you, it gets louder and you're fighting that voice, and then it's basically talking you into giving up on your dream. You can call it out for what it is and say, wait a minute, this is happening. And I think that I'm not good for doing this thing, and I messed up and I didn't do it well enough. We can shed light on that. And the moment we shed light on that, what happens is we ask a question. Is that what I want? And you know that the answer is no because it brings pain to you. And here's the awesome part about you is that you can fill that gap in for what you want that moment to be with you. The actual you, the person that you want to be. And this is why mindset and belief is such a powerful, powerful thing. And it's something that you really want to be focusing on because this has everything to do with you actually visualizing you being the person that you want to be. And when you visualize that person, you can look at that person and you can ask them, well, what do they think in these moments? Because it's not true that you moving toward the goal that you want to be moving toward is not going to have a bad day or have a bad moment or not do things well. That's not true. That's a completely impossible path to your dream and goal that it's going to be perfect the whole way. These moments are going to happen, and you're going to respond in these moments either as your old self who doesn't know how to do this, no idea, or as the new self that you're creating who does know how to do this. And if you haven't spent time with that person the right way, you're not going to be able to get an answer from that person. You're not going to be able to get clarity there. So you've got to learn how to build that belief and that mindset there. But as you spend that time there, then you can ask that person, well, what do they feel about this moment? Ooh, that small voice came in and said, you can't do this. This is why you're not going to get it, whatever. You can pause just the way you learn to say your name and realize that, oh, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to learn to think something new right now. And you can find that they think something completely different. What do they think? They think, you know what? That's all right. Days like this are going to come. I'm going to get back up on this horse. I'm going to do this thing again. Or messing up is part of the process. When I look at how I messed up, I go, ooh, how can I do that better? How can I make that system better? How can I put this thing in place so next time I can do that right? And then you're going to have that thinking process there that says the next time that guilt and shame comes in, what you're going to do is you're going to call it out and you're going to go, what is it that I really want to think about this moment? And you're going to think about that moment. Ooh, that's okay. I learned something. I'm going to get back up on that horse right away. Understand that successful people, this is a little bit of a repeat of what I said, but understand that successful people do not succeed by having everything perfect. It doesn't work that way. And even in their success, when they're succeeding at a level, you look at it and you go, that's amazing right there, what they're doing. It's not like they don't have bad days. They do. What they actually do is have that voice inside of them that gets them out of that bad day very quickly. And this is what I'm talking to you about right here as you practice this and you start to have different thoughts in that moment. So I want to recap this right here, right now. That small whisper that actually kills the dream and the goal. You want to become aware of that thing so it doesn't have its way with you and it just starts taking your dream and your goal away from you and you're no longer taking the actions to get it, right? First thing you want to get is aware of that. And then what you want to really be doing is you want to be replacing that talk, that little small whisper that's saying, oh, it's not good enough. Why should you ever try? With the person that you want to be, with that dream and that goal of what it is that you want to be. And you ask that, what do they say about this now, right? And they say, hey, that's okay. No big deal. This is what we do with this. We move on. We go forward. We're going to do a little bit better next time. We see that thing. And then you start replacing that. And you're going to find that that's going to get you right back into that action taking mode. You're going to give yourself what overcomes guilt and shame, forgiveness and love. You give yourself those higher energies and then you start moving forward. And then you find that you're able to get yourself to take these actions again and again and again. And it's through this amazing process, which is so crazy, right? Unless we bring it up into awareness, we don't even know that it's going on. So don't let that small whisper that kills have its way with you. Actually call that thing out and say, here it is. This is what's going on in my head. And then actively begin to replace it with what it is that you want. And you're going to find this is going to get you moving toward your dreams and goals. It's going to keep you moving toward your dreams and goals. When you fall and you skin your knee, which is a guaranteed thing that you're going to do on that way, you're going to be able to get yourself back up there and you're going to be able to produce that consistent action again and again and again toward your goal, which ultimately is going to be the thing that gets you your goal.